Hey, Rich here. Yeah, I'm in Denver now, getting ready to call the Broncos and the Patriots, and just watch the Cowboys and the Dolphins finish up on this monitor right here. And man, oh man, so it looks like the team that couldn't beat anybody on the road is still that team, and the team that couldn't beat anybody anywhere is no longer that team, because the Dolphins just beat the Cowboys. And it's interesting that that checks a box of beating somebody, since the Cowboys are the team that can't beat anyone on the road. But I don't mean to be, reasonable here. This is the NFL, it's the NFL media, and the Dolphins just pulled off what they needed to do, which is win this game, hold off the Buffalo Bills from continuing to rampage their way to the AFC East title, which they can still do, but just hold everyone's horses and keep not only the AFC right there in front of them to go get with a win or two, and also keep the AFC number one seed right there for the having, because they're in Baltimore next week. And as for the Dallas Cowboys, I believe that NFC number one seed bird has flown, while the NFC East is obviously still open. But don't take my word for it. I've got my Hall of Fame friend Kurt Warner. Come on in here, Kurt.
You got it.
There you go. Well, let's get you away from that light.
Oh,
step over here as we're doing it. All right. What do you think of what you saw?
Well, I think you put it beautifully. Is that what we wanted to see from these two teams? Could Dallas go in on the road against a good Miami team and knock them off and show us that, hey, if they don't win their division, they can win some games on the road? Because that's what we're all waiting to see, right? Playoff time. If they're traveling, can they win on the road? And here's another example of them not being able to, although they played well, not being able to finish the deal on the road. And I think the same thing with Miami is we're all wondering, okay, we know they're explosive, we know they're good at home, we know what they can be, but do they have that consistency against a good defense, against a good team? And they answered the bell today. They fell behind late, answer the bell with that last drive to set it up, use the clock, run the football, be physical, which I think is another question you have. Can they be physical against the certain teams in the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens, and those teams, and win games in a physical fashion, running it down the throat of the Dallas Cowboys to win this one?
And then, of course, it's just the Cowboys' mistakes, like handing it off to their fullback who had only 6 touches coming into the game, fumbled it at the 1 yard line, while Miami, with the fumble up with their turnover on downs of their own, they got 5 field goals, and that was pretty much the difference in this game.
And it was the difference, but that's what it comes down to. Good teams, you can't make the mistakes at critical times. Dallas Cowboys made them, the Dolphins didn't. They're going on winners.
And obviously the NFC East is still there. And the whole idea, though, is that whoever loses the NFC East will kind of get a bye in the first round of the playoffs, because they visit the NFC South champ. The way the Bucs played today, too.
There you go. The way Baker Mayfield is playing. The last couple of weeks, they're getting on a roll at the right time. That's exactly what you want. Be hot at the right time. And it doesn't really matter the record when you get into the playoffs. Playing at home is a huge deal. So you're right. You can't just chalk it up. Although Dallas on the road for 3, if that's what it turns out to be, no easy task.
Now the Cowboys go home and take on the Lions, who win the NFC North with that win in Minnesota today. They still have a slight outside shot at the 1 seed. They got to root for the Giants, the Cowboys, to keep the NFC East still right there in front of them. And then, obviously, you got the Ravens against the 49ers tomorrow night.
Woo!
That's who the Dolphins go visit next week before the Bills go visit them in Week 18. However,
we still got one.
We got
one tonight.
Kurt and I on the call, NFL Network, for Broncos and the Patriots. See you soon.